Hello, welcome back and welcome in. My name is Nikki Wheeler. If you're interested in gaming, go subscribe to my other channel and follow my Twitch to see my gaming live. Now, let's start this video. Today, I will be discussing Mxmtoon. She is a well-known TikTok star and YouTuber, posting her songs across both platforms in 2017 and gaining massive success after the song Prom Dress, a melancholic but preppy song that blew up in 2019. Before this massive success, Maya was producing her own music and released an EP titled Plum Blossom in 2018. It was 7 songs long and has some of her best work besides her recent album. The entirety of it is bedroom pop with just a simple ukulele for her instrumental. The lyrics cover a wide range of subjects including romance, friendships, body confidence, loneliness, and more. It received acclaim from fans and critics alike. My favorites were Cliché, The Idea of You, and Feelings Are Fatal. Specifically in Cliché, the song is so lovely, and I feel as though it accurately represents what it's like to have a crush on someone, mainly in the teenage years, obviously. After we grow a bit, we view it as a cliche or overplayed, but it is nice to have these feelings nonetheless. It is well written and was good for the time period of Maya's career. Then, on The Idea of You, it's like crushing on an individual for so long that it ends up being difficult to tell if you genuinely still like them, or rather a fabricated version of them created by your own mind. This song in particular reminded me of AJR's Turning Out because they thought it would be like Disney Love, but the harsh reality is it's really not. Again, Maya was only 17 at the time of writing these songs, so these are completely fine lyrically and surprisingly well thought out, and you can see the improvement over the years as she grew as a person and grew up. It was like a younger version of Fiona Apple had come out to make some bedroom pop for a new generation. The debut album, The Masquerade, was released in 2019, not long after the success of Prom Dress, and it did not disappoint. There's something smart, joyous, and introverted about this debut. Women like Maya further defined femininity in music, creating sonic spaces where women could say they were sensual, sentimental, and starry as human beings. Yet, call it a sign of the times, but as more young women rise in the industry, their sound feels cheerfully shy. She makes peering within seem like a glamorous trip towards a better life. Like many lyricists, though, they aim that through facing the wrong, you actually get the right judgment. Because of this, songs like Seasonal Depression, High and Dry, Blame Game, and Late Nights hang in the emotional space like streamers, exposing all the times your heart has been broken or you have broken another's. One thing I like about Mxmtoon's songs is that she does keep a level of self-accountability. It is not all you hurt me, but what led her to seek the pain in or for others and then call it love. Luckily, her voice is definitively tender. Simply press the play button and Mxmtoon will treat being a young adult like a children's book. It will be vibrant, exciting, and contain only a few basic rhymes. Even though emotions can be difficult to express, Mxmtoon masterfully does it using straightforward verses and catchy guitar riffs. This album had a chokehold on me and helped me a lot during the pandemic of 2020. It's a really chill and tame album, and I appreciate its vibe. I related to this album a lot in 2020, especially with songs like Untitled and Seasonal Depression. Those songs really resonated with me because they perfectly encapsulated how I was feeling at the time. This album had quite the nostalgic feel, and I also love how it's produced by Cavetown. You can definitely notice the vibe in it a lot of the songs. The album collectively is about learning who you are, who you want to be, and the challenges along the way. As much as I appreciated the songs like Seasonal Depression, I think the best song off The Masquerade was between Suffice and High and Dry. On Suffice, Maya reflects on how she often feels too insecure to profess her love for someone because that could ruin the friendship. She'd rather keep her feelings to herself than risk losing someone. Then on High and Dry, the song explains a situation in which Maya has been driven to her breaking point with a toxic and deceptive person and issues a final warning to stop messing with her. Acknowledging that she gave the person a chance to be kind, she prepares to stand her ground. Again, this album is heavy on the bedroom pop and indie pop genres, with the acoustics especially. Maya brought her diary entry lyricism and wry sense of humor to her debut record, recalling the lo-fi relatability of Frankie Cosmos, which is another artist I really recommend if you like bedroom pop, self-conscious, self-aware, and vulnerable music. I still like listening to this album every now and then, even though I have outgrown it and have moved into some of her newer work because it does bring me back to the time of loneliness, but in a good way. Throughout 2020, Maya released 2 EPs, one titled Dawn and the other titled Dusk. She then merged them, making it an omnibus record. Even though it technically isn't an album, I am going to count it towards the list because there are enough songs on it that I like to be considered, and it is a 14-song piece. Dawn and Dusk was another shining moment for Mxmtoon's career because one of the songs was featured on the hit Netflix show Heartstopper, which I have covered as well. The song in question is Fever Dream, which is one of the songs I loved from this album, along with Used to You and Asking for a Friend. From what I have read in the lyrics, Fever Dream is about what it's like for her to navigate a music career so far. Maya herself has said it was like taking a leap of faith into the music industry and doing something that was really daunting and scary for me, and still is every single day as I approach my job. It has a free-flying vibe to it that encourages us to avoid complacency and enjoy every fleeting moment, which is what we all need. Then you roll into a song like Asking for a Friend, where Maya conveys a common struggle people grapple with every day, and that is the doubt that comes when expressing romantic feelings. Through her lyrics, she describes a story of her telling someone how she feels, but says she is, like the title, only asking for a friend, because she believes she isn't good enough. She perfectly articulates the feeling of insecurity and doubt that comes with relationships. The instrumentals consist of a soft, steady drum beat mixed with a gentle piano melody. Both of these elements combine to give the song a faster, less gloomy feel. Again, she stays within her field of bedroom pop, and I can thoroughly enjoy it at all times because it has a somewhat dainty and elegant vibe to it. With that, we move into the second studio album, Rising, which also had 2 more songs featured in Heartstopper. I remember working myself up for this album because I knew it would succeed any expectation I had for it, and it did not disappoint. Obviously, the more famous she got since 2019, the more budget she had, and she shifted from bedroom pop to full pop, but you can still hear the edge in her music that remains from her starting days. The album was released in 2022, and it came with 14 songs on the deluxe. This one was a bit difficult for me to pick apart and pick a favorite because they're all such good individual pieces that have their own feeling to it. I want to say Mona Lisa, Victim of Nostalgia, and Kaleidoscope were some of my top songs. Not only is the lyrics and music amazing in the Mona Lisa, it's about wanting to be the subject of the art for once instead of being the creator, which is a complete turn of subject for Maya. She normally writes about the other person first, and I loved this new perspective. As a person who hates attention and being in the spotlight for large amounts of time, we all deserve the chance to feel like we're worthy of that spotlight every once in a while. Victim of Nostalgia sees the missing of the warmth and unbridled optimism that comes so much more easily in youth, yearning to go back to a time where your concerns weren't as prevalent. Future planning can be intimidating, and I know that I have personally struggled with how quickly time can seem to pass in the big picture. I'm hoping that eventually it will be simpler to accept the passing of time, but now we're all victims of nostalgia. This song in particular is giving ABBA vibes, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one who's seeing it, but I love it. I'm not huge into ABBA, but the disco pop aura will forever be glorified in my brain. Now, my stated Kaleidoscope is about feeling boxed in by societal expectations and how we can break through those walls in our own life. I love how introspective, personal, and mature much of Rising feels, and while it does have its inconsistencies, it's a solid step forward in Mxmtoon's growth as an artist and seemingly as a person too. I see a lot of reviews from people saying they grew up and out of Mxmtoon, which is fine, but I feel like this new album she did as well, and she does show a newer side of herself that pertains to a lot of people in so many different ages and genders. It is still an entertaining album that I highly recommend for the people who like dance pop, disco pop, and bedroom pop. Maya is still young and is growing alongside us as an artist as both her and her fans' music change. Next, I wanted to move into the rankings of the albums, and I'm going to be including Dawn and Dusk here, and this is going to be a best to worst scale. At number 1, I have Rising, number 2 is Dawn and Dusk, and number 3 is The Masquerade. Maya, better known as Mxmtoon, is a singer and social media personality famous for her breakthrough single Prom Dress, who has achieved mainstream success in shows like Heartstopper. The iconic bedroom pop genre peaked in the 2020s, and I'm excited to see more people try to entertain this genre as we continue growing. I would suggest Mxmtoon in her music, as well as Cavetown, Orla Gartland, Dodie, and Biba Doobie if you do listen and already enjoy Mxmtoon's music. And that is where I will be ending the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Comment down below for what you want me to cover next, and until next time, bye guys.